Hello, and thank you for joining me again for coffee timing, where we go to the. Yeah, that's not good. I sang. Yeah, that was it. Daily Mail website. Blah blah blah. So I just spent half an hour trying to send a letter to an address that doesn't exist. Thanks, HMRC. Here's a little tip for you. If you think that we live in the 21st century, we don't, because I got a letter from HMRC, had to fill in. Again, why can't we do this online? We have to do it via snail mail, and it's not free post, so I'm paying for it. Again, this letter aimed at the poorest in society regarding tax credits and whatnot. I have to pay for, and of course I'm going to pay for recorded delivery because I want to make sure those bastards get the letter, and that's going to cost me money. So then I try and use the 21st century and buy the postage via the Royal Mail website, but it doesn't recognise the postcode because it's one of those fake self-generating postcodes that the government uses because it doesn't want auditors turning up and photographing its staff, I would imagine, security. And so then I think, okay, well, I'll find out where this place is, but you can't because it's not a real postcode. And so now, because it's the 21st century, the missus is having to pop round the post office to buy a stamp to put on said letter because this is the 21st century. And on Wednesday we still have to prove that our daughter is real and goes to school, even though she's got her mock exams tomorrow. You know we're fucked, don't you? You know we're fucked. But anyway, enough of my whinging and moaning. Let's whinge and moan about the news instead. That's much more fun, isn't it? Why do I bother? Oh, because the missus likes watching it at lunchtime. That's it. That's why I bother. The top story is a terrible story that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you heard about this. I'm going to mention it because it's just a terrible thing. Ice hockey, right? Where was this? This was. Was this in Birmingham? I'm trying to find out where it happened. Sheffield, not Birmingham. My mistake. But anyway, there was an ice hockey game on at Sheffield's Utilita Arena on Saturday, and Adam Johnson, who's circled, got into a clash with another player, and apparently in the collision Matt Petgrave crashed into one of Johnson's teammates, lost balance, lifted his leg to steady himself, and the blade of his skate made contact with Johnson's neck, and it was a fatal injury, and he bled out on the ice. And it's just the most terrible story. And here is Adam Johnson in action. Again, these things do happen. I've heard of similar cases happening in America and Canada, but it's a very rare thing to happen. But you can only feel sorry for the friends and family, obviously, and the player, Matt Petgrave, this chap here who was involved in the accident. Again, it's just an appalling thing to see, and again, all the people there who saw it was they were traumatised by the incident. What else have we got? So I go from one miserable story to another another miserable story. Here we go. This is a change in the law. Wait a minute, I can feel a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Justice Secretary Alex Chalk has announced that former criminals having to confess their unspent convictions years after being released from prison they don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, he said it could be a huge barrier for those trying to start their lives again. So burglars and drug dealers will not have to tell future employers about past crimes under a new plans to act as a law that states offenders have to declare their convictions. Because it can get in the way of you finding a job. Now again, wrong answer. It gives no protection to the employer or the employees that already exist. Yeah, we know people make mistakes. We know we're in this be kind, hashtag be kind, sharing, caring society. But where does it end? Where does it end? And I think everyone has a right to know about other people's history, especially if they could have done serious crimes. Where does it end? Because once it starts with burglars and drug dealers, then it's sex offenders next. Trust me. Because you know what the Tories are like. They want everyone to be working. And anything that stops you from working, like having a criminal conviction, like most of them, that's why they're doing it. It's so their own colleagues can get back into the workplace and don't have to declare it. So bad idea. Just stupid. What else have we got? We have some court news. This is the story of Alana Fitzmaurice. Right. The 41-year-old, right, downed Prosecco and had taken cocaine at a barbecue. Yeah. And then she got behind the wheel of her car. Right. Concerned homeowner, I guess, I don't know if she was the one who was hosting the barbecue, I'm not sure, Adriana Cortizas, realised that Fitzmaurice was in no fit state to drive and tried to remove her car keys from her. But this sent Fitzmaurice into a bit of a blind rage, and they got into a tussle, and she pulled the lady's hair and shouted insults at her. Here she is, saying, "What? Me? I did nothing, Gov." And yeah, it all got a bit heavy. This happened when she randomly stopped her car across the driveway of a stranger's house in Bournemouth in Dorset, and obviously the homeowner came out and said, "What the heck are you doing?" and saw that she was absolutely 3 sheets to the wind. And at Poole Magistrates Court, she pleaded guilty to assault, being drunk and disorderly in a public place, and failed to provide a specimen and possession of a Class A drug. Again, Miss Cortez's neighbour called the police after they heard shouting and screaming, and officers rushed to the scene, where Fitzmaurice carried on shouting obscenities and refused to provide a breath test, and so ended up being arrested. And they found a small bag of white powder, which was identified as cocaine, on her person. And this happened on the evening of August the 26th on Golden Lees Drive in Bournemouth, in Dorset. And here's a picture of Paul Crown Court for you. So there you go. Oh, whoops. And she said her cocaine use was a one-off, and she thought that the drug would help her lose weight. Good defence. I like it. Honest Gov, I was just trying to, slim down. I like it. I like it. She was given a 12-month community order, disqualified from driving for 45 months, and ordered to pay £519 in fines, compensations and costs. And what does she do for a living? Well, she's a council-employed drug and alcohol addiction counsellor. That was the punchline. She works for BCP Council and for an organisation called We Are With You. And someone from them said, "We take matters like these very seriously, and in such situations follow our internal processes." So, you never know. You might, if you're battling addiction, she could be your counsellor, because she too is battling something. She fought the law and the law won. She fought the law and the law won. Oh, fantastic. Oh, we got a good one. But I'm going to save that for a minute because, you know. Oh yeah, and a follow-up to that ice hockey story. Apparently, the player who accidentally hit Adam Johnson in the neck is completely distraught by the incident. Has been receiving vile messages from online trolls on social media. That's not good, is it? Again, it's just an accident. He didn't do it deliberately. It's just these things, you know. It's a dangerous sport. It's contact sport after all. Sorry, a lot of Israel issues and what happened in Dagistan. I mean that. This is, if you want to know what I don't know, medieval life was like back in the day. Dagestan is a region of Russia, and the people there heard that there may have been some Jews on a plane, and it caused them to rush the plane. I mean, it's like something from Borat, isn't it? Borat would be pleased. Shocking. This is the 21st century again, and they were searching for Jewish travellers on the plane. One poor guy had to explain, "No, I'm from a different region," and you know, showed him his passport and everything. It's bonkers. This is the world we live in. Religion. It's an evil, parasitic mind worm, and that's me being polite about it. I'm really trying to find. There's some really awful stories. Meanwhile, we do have some Just Stop Oil protesters. And here they are, they're doing their thing again. This is outside the Palace of Westminster, and the driver says, "God almighty, I'm going to cry in a minute. Come on, son. Hold it in there. Hold it in there." You can't reason with them. Apparently 15 of them got arrested for, well, can you be arrested for being a twat? I think you can. Yeah, Lawrence Fox, he can. But you know, it's more court news. Why not? Let's tell the story of Marcus Bounds. Here he is, and he got into a bit of bother. What did he do? Well, the 33-year-old, described here as a jealous father, apparently smashed up a stranger's the Rolls Royce, a £300,000 Rolls Royce, with a shovel in a drunken rampage driven by envy. Apparently, Bounds smashed every window of a Starbucks franchise entrepreneur's SUV, causing £110,000 worth of damage. Bounds had taken a cocktail of drinking drugs when he spotted the Rolls-Royce Cullinan as he walked past the car park of the Magic Bean Company's wealthy owner. And he was captured on CCTV doing the damage. Have you got a picture of the well, yeah. God, people are thick. Again, I don't think he'd be arrested for being thick. But yeah, he was jailed for 22 months, with a previously imposed 8-month suspended sentence being added on top, with the judge saying there was an element of envy over value of the prestigious nature of the vehicle. My goodness. Swansea Crown Court heard the damage cost more than £110,000 repair, with the Rolls-Royce being off the road for around a year, as some parts, such as window frames, would have to be specially manufactured. He pleaded guilty to criminal damage and has 17 previous convictions for 35 offences. in June last year, was sentenced to 16 months in prison, suspended for 8 months for his part in conspiracy to steal cars and number plates. So yeah, he's not a good lad. He's not a good lad. He's misunderstood, I'd imagine. Maybe he had a rough upbringing, possibly. Probably just misunderstood. Probably needs a holiday. Send him on holiday. That'll sort him out. Ay. Do you want to know where the worst place to leave your bicycle is? I don't own a bicycle, so this doesn't apply to me. But they've, they reckon that bike thefts at railway stations have soared by 40% in a year. And the worst place on the map. Well, they've got a little infogram here, a little infographic. It's St Albans with 260 bicycles stolen. There you go. So don't go anywhere. I keep warning you. Do keep warning you. Certainly don't ride a bike. And here is a picture of some bikes, just in case you don't know what that looks like. Thank you, Daily Mail website. But yeah, 260 bikes stolen last year. That's one for every working day. Isn't that nice? Cambridge North ranked second with 217, while Woking in Surrey came third. We should have done it like top of the pop, shouldn't we? Surbiton came 10th with a mere 127. There you go. And bicycles can be expensive now. You get all these custom, carbon. I've just seen another great story. There are some good stories buried here. The carbon fibre bicycles, custom made, very expensive, So yeah, here we go. Time to lower the tone. This is the story of Mark Holland, 63. Right? He'd been drinking too much. Right? And this happened at the Belmar nursing home in Lytham St Anne's in Lancashire on October the 2nd. His behaviour was such that officers had to close the road as the home went into lockdown because apparently he got drunk. Right? And the people at the care home said he wouldn't be allowed to leave the care home to go shopping because he'd been drinking too much. Now, he was a successful opera singer. He was a baritone, so we know there's a nice deep voice there. Has performed worldwide. He lost his temper and then went on a rampage throughout the care home. Blackpool Magistrates Court heard, arming himself with a bow and arrow, right? Then breaking into song, and then ended up stripping naked. So imagine a drunken, naked opera singer with a bow and arrow running around a care home. Well, how did it end? Well, it ended when the 63-year-old was tasered 3 times by the police. This is not after he went on a wrecking spree, causing almost £3,000 worth of damage. And here is the care home in question. Yeah, so there you go. Turned out all right for him then. But yeah, he got got tasered 3 times. He caused damage when he broke doors, set off fire extinguishers, and threw concrete blocks at a visitor's car. Like, imagine that. He was naked. Naked man. He was wielding a bow and arrow with metal-tipped arrows. This is Rambo. This is opera Rambo. PC Nicole Bennett, who attended the scene, said it escalated quickly, not half, as they brought in a trained negotiator as they feared Holland would take a hostage. Naked opera singer takes hostage. I love it. He then confronted myself and 3 other officers with a large bow and arrow. I'd never faced this level of threat before. He was preparing to shoot an arrow and to direct aim at us. At this point, she and her colleagues retaliated with tasers. Now we know. What would win for a bow and arrow versus taser? Taser wins, because you've got to be quick. You've got to be quick, haven't you? Get your arrow out your quiver. Wait a minute, if he was naked, where did he store his arrows? Where did he store it? We need to know. I should have shut the curtains. I'm fading out like a ghost in the midday sun here. Wait a minute. That's nice. Worse. There we go. That's a good thing about using a camera. You can adjust the aperture. Very good. Eventually police broke into the room and handcuffed the retired officer, who was a graduate of the prestigious Royal College of Music in London. naked opera singer. Right then. In mitigating circumstances, Trevor Colburn defending said his client had been at the Belmont for some time, and they were aware that he had a bow and arrow in his possession. He said that his client's mother died a short time before the incident. Holland had been depressed. There you go. So he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. And the judge told Holland, "This is a sad situation. As an educated man, you lost control and caused fear with that weapon." Holland, who had just received £110,000 inheritance, was ordered up to pay £2,800 to the home, £250 compensation to the car owner, and £250 each in compensation to the staff involved in the evacuation of the residence. There you go. Oops! Now it's gone the other way. It's the sunshine. So there you go. Naked opera singer news. What's that? Do you want me to lower the tone a bit more? All right then, we can do that. We're going to Tunisia. This is the Rapta Hospital in Tunis. Is this from Urology Case Books? Yes, it's from Urology Case Reports. Ding, 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 ding. Our favourite bedtime reading. Well, I'm just going to show you the picture. I'm not going to say any more. And I'm going to let you try and figure out what happened. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what happened? No? Okay. I'm going to help you. I'm going to tell you what happened. Because we're lowering the tone, aren't we? We're having a bit of fun. Well, anyway, apparently, the man, 23-year-old man, unidentified, turned up at the hospital, complained of pain in his testicles. And psychiatrists diagnosed him with schizophrenia. Right, after they discovered that he'd actually hammered 2 nails into his scrotum. Yeah. Now that was 2 days previously. So hammer, nail, scrotum, bang, 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 bang. And then 2 days later, this is smarting a bit. Better go to hospital. And yeah, they diagnosed him as schizophrenic when he said an imaginary. That was the nail in the scrotum alarm just went off there. Yeah, he said an imaginary man told him to do it. But yeah, doctors at the Rapta Hospital reckon that this is the first case involving a schizophrenic man inserting an object into his scrotum. I don't know. I think it might have happened before. They added that schizophrenic patients usually insert objects into their mouth or rectum, but insertion of a foreign body into the scrotum is not reported. So we have a first. We have a medical first. But yeah, after being quizzed by the doctors about the pain, he admitted to inserting 2 nails into his scrotum. One measured 6 centimetres, and they were seen on the X-rays piercing the scrotum in 2 places. He was given a tetanus jab, and they removed the dead and infected tissue, thoroughly cleaned the wound, and removed the nails. And he suffered no lasting damage to his testicles or epididymis. There we go. And he was discharged from hospital the next day and referred to psychiatric department, where medics confirmed he was suffering from serious mental issues, where he was prescribed antipsychotics. Yeah, and this was in the journal Urology Case Reports. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. It's just it's our favourite, and I do believe, yeah, just because it's you, right? Will they know that I've done this? Will they know? Wait a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I zoom this in big enough, right? They won't know what it is. There you go. And there you go. Now you know. Not only has he hammered it in, he's curled it round. That's some workmanship. That's some workmanship. So there you go. There you go. What was that? What? Oh dear. well, here we go. I'm going to show you this. This is a 50-year-old mother knocking out a 19-year-old ex-girlfriend of her son. There you go. This is an event in Poland at the weekend. It was a mixed martial event. And that was Małgorzata Zwerzyńska planned a cage fight against her son's ex-girlfriend Nicola Alokin, and yeah, knocked her on her arse. There we go. So if only all problems. Imagine that, your mother-in-law knocking you on your arse, potential. There we go. Oh dear. Got a little bit of everything today. A little bit of everything. Meanwhile, good news everybody. Scientists have grown mouse embryos on the International Space Station. There you go. Here's some pictures. And I reckon this is good news. Sounds like something from a science fiction horror movie to me. They reckon that now we'll be able to have babies in space because the gravity and stuff. Yeah. Lead author of the report, Teriko Wakayama of the University of Yamanashi in Japan, says there's a possibility of pregnancy during a future trip to Mars because it will take more than 6 months to travel there. But as I've said before, if you're in space, 0G, which way is up? Yeah? Which way is up? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, there you go. Embryos, mice embryos in space. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be just fine. We have some sinister pet pictures. Sinister pet pictures. So I'm just checking if there's anything in the funny folder first before we could end on this, couldn't we? Yes, there's a couple of things I need to talk about. It's Halloween coming up, and I think we've found the ultimate Halloween costume. This is Dan Egg. Right, he posted a picture of himself. I don't know if this is his picture. I think this is him who's doing it. He's spending Halloween as a French bedbug, which is truly horrific, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I like that. That wins Halloween this year, so we like that one. Have we got anything else? I'm trying to find. We do have an update to the loneliest sheep in Britain. Really, rescuers have said that they're not going to intervene because the sheep isn't in danger and has ample grazing. Indeed, it's no worry of predatorship. You know, there doesn't seem to be any animals there that's going to predate on it. There's plenty of grazing and there's plenty of water. So there you go. So let's do these because it's Halloween. We're doing scary animal photos. I guess was this from Wacko Jacko? He's dead, isn't he? He died. I don't know what Wacko Jacko is, but they've compiled some pictures of scary animals, and the Daily Mail's stolen it, and I've liberated from the both of them. So it all goes around, doesn't it? Do two wrongs make a right? I don't know, because I imagine Wacko Jacko didn't credit the people that took these pictures. And I would if I knew who you were. So we've got this one. Look at that. Now it looks like the cat's eyes reflection, but it isn't. It's another cat on the other side of the window. Ooh, spooky. Ooh, Halloween. Ooh, spooky. Ooh. Yeah, that's a ginger cat Well, not particularly. Now that is that. That's one hardcore crow, right? You call that a knife with a crow, and a crow with a knife? It has got a ring on its leg though, so maybe he's been trained. Maybe he's been trained in the ancient art of crow jitsu, where they use knives. I mean, that cat just looks like it's really tucked into itself. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Yep. These are all cats. Evil cat. That was a dog jumping on the bed with a fork in his mouth. Very dangerous. And a cat has put his face in a bowl of flour. He just fallen asleep on his wheel hamster. And I think that's for me. Might be a minute. That's me doing the dog. Anyway, I think that's the end of the pictures. So, sorry about that. Got interrupted just at the end. It was the post collecting some parcels. And we'll see if there's anybody in. 11 people in. Crikey, it's almost a party. Runs in. Says, hi Clive. Rare record collector. Now, do you collect rare records, or are you a rare record collector in that you're the rarity? I'm confused. Sarno's in. He says, good morning. Well, it's afternoon now. It's nearly evening. It'd be night time soon. Wherever you are in the world, it could be any one of those things, because time is irrelevant, isn't it, really? Simon says, talking of crimes, Mick Jagger used autotune on Hackney Diamonds. How long's it taken him to do that? What, 30 years? Ooh, edgy. Run says, the Naked Opera Singer. Brilliant indeed. Simon says, Bournemouth traditionally wrongs in Hampshire. Why did it move to Dorset? I don't know. But that's what they said. I think somebody made a boo-boo on the Daily Mail editing staff. They don't have any subs anymore, that's why. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the news. Yeah, I think that was the news. I'm confused because I'm running down the stairs. I'm just working towards the end, you see. I don't know if it's worse. I think it's worse at the end rather than at the beginning. If it's at the beginning, I can then kind of recover. But now, man, adrenaline, isn't it? Anyway, that was the news. Thank you for watching. May we never talk about this ever again. And killing the channel, one video at a time. You know, you've got to drink it up, I believe.